Hello, Robert.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay.
Are you not jet lagged?
No, not yet. It's been such a whirlwind. I've just been on this high of energy.
In the last couple of decades, right?
Yeah.
I suppose. But my first question is, what do you do? Because I know you do so much. How do you define yourself in general? Which is a very tough question, I know.
As an artist, the word artist encompasses so much. You know, it's really a creative. You know, I like to play music, play a couple of instruments. I, of course, was born painting and drawing. There are a lot of things that I like to do, but all of it is really coming from a creative kind of perspective.
Tell me what you're actually doing at the festival. You have several projects lined up in different locations.
Yeah.
So you've done something yesterday, doing something today. Just guide us through what you're actually doing.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's just great to be in Pecs, Hungary. The people have been very warm and very receptive. I'm currently painting a kind of Portraits of the World series where I'm traveling all across the United States and abroad, creating this whole series with just anonymous people and kind of using their face to tell a story when I draw their portraits. So being here in Hungary is kind of an extension of that story, and of course being able to contribute to the Seven Hills Festival is exciting because I get to reach people on a certain platform. And I am going to be painting at several locations throughout the city. Yesterday was incredible at the gala opening to be able to kind of kick off things with some ceremonial art. And I'm going to be painting in a couple of hours actually nearby. So excited for that.
Awesome, awesome. So I like what you said that you paint in the story, and each portrait is essentially a story of of a place, of a person, and obviously filmmaking is about storytelling. So I wanted to ask you, how does art and paint and street art and painting fits into what it is essentially a film festival? But I think I kind of answered my own question already.
There you
but
go.
Maybe you can add something to it.
Well, it's when movies are made, there's usually a storyboard to that, correct? So there's usually an artist required to film, or an artist to kind of tell the story via their, by hand, and then it goes into film. So when I'm drawing someone's face, their face is kind of the story. So I'm telling that story. So it's a bit similar, except there's no cut, there's no break, there's no time to deliberate and look at different angles and huge production crew. I'm just a one-man gang, very raw, it's organic, it's happening in the moment.
But there may be some trailers, because you can post some hints on your social media.
Some trailers, yeah. Maybe I'm more
Sneak
of an artist of the stage, where you're up and you're on stage, for example, like in the theater, when they're acting, versus film, because it's live and it's happening.
What goes through your head when you're painting in such a public environment, like you did, for example, yesterday? You had almost 1,000 people around you, just looking at what you do. Do you go into some sort of trance? Do you not think about this? Because I can't imagine doing anything like this. If we had 1,000 people standing around us right now.
Are you telling me 1,000 people are not going to watch this?
They're going to watch it, but they're not here right now. So there's no intimidation.
No, honestly, I'm pretty comfortable painting in that setting because honestly, I'm not really thinking about it too much. What I'm doing is really coming from a place of inviting people to be a part of my process, as it would be if I was just alone with someone in my studio working, or alone in my studio working. There's a certain
so they are part of art.
Yeah,
because they influence the artwork.
Correct.
In a way, because creating certain aura.
Well, they come to see the art being created, but they are the subject matter. So I'm picking people randomly to be a part of this interaction, this engagement. It's a really powerful powerful thing. So you have these connections right in front of everyone, and it's exciting to share that, because it's not like they're just sitting there watching paint dry. They're actually seeing something being generated right in front of their eyes, and it's I think it's really exciting for them.
I know a lot of artists don't like, you know, genres or labels, but do you consider yourself a street art?
No.
So no.
No.
Even though you do some huge murals.
Which are murals. I think the term street art is obviously, it's more of a new term, but
it's like
murals,
a buzzword right now, right?
Yeah, but
like,
murals
just
have
thrown
been
around a lot.
Have been going on since the days of the cave paintings, you know. So you could say I'm kind of a keeper of the flame to that. I like to think of my work as fine art that I'm making accessible to people who wouldn't otherwise have access to the arts. For me, it was never about having, you know, 100 murals all over the place, as much as it's about having the right mural at the right time with the right message. So I'd rather have a lesser amount of murals if their impact is greater, than to oversaturate, you know, a place with murals that don't have anything to say. But for the most part, I think everyone's murals have some sort of, you know, agenda or angle. I think my work is very site specific. So even if I'm painting a portrait somewhere, it's usually someone from the community or of standing in the community, a symbol of the community, so that when I leave, these are the people that have to live with that. So I want to create something that...
Sounds very menacing. I have to live with what I've done to them.
No, I want to create something that they can identify with.
There's something to be said about watching you actually work, create art, just using, you know, paint and your fingertips in the era which is so highly digitalized, where, I mean, I personally, like today I wrote the questions using my pen, but I never usually do it. I mean, I just go to my notes and iPhone. So I feel like there's so many objects nowadays, from our hands to the actual artwork. So people, you know, view their Instagram feeds as their, you know, artistic platform, which is, I mean, it's fine, but it's just so, it's almost like mythical what you do, because you don't rely on any tools, or like, you know, you don't, do you though? Do you paint, you know, using iPads? Do you maybe?
No, no. Yeah, but what happens when you unplug the, what happens when the grid just, you know, fries?
There's going to be some sci-fi movie, some sci-fi horror movie, probably.
That's going to come true, and then...
Blackout.
You know, it's going to come back to, you know, can the kid draw?
So we shouldn't expect you creating like a, I don't know, like paint like Robert Vargas app where people can just use their fingertips on the screen. I'm just giving you a great idea though for your business.
You know, no. Well, what's been in the works is not a paint like Robert Vargas app, but maybe a Vargas, since I'm doing portraits and selfies are all the rage, maybe doing like a Vargas filter. So,
which is exactly what I meant in terms of like, so you're not against
whether
that.
Not painting, well, not whether they're painting like me, but we're literally, they can take a selfie and then run it through a filter and it would look like a drawing of mine. Something like that would be cool. So don't steal that at home. It's copyrighted. Well, you heard it here first.
My last question is, you obviously for the youngsters, maybe not only for the youngsters, but for people who are literally afraid of the blank canvas. How do they push through that? How do they just start doing that? What
that's a great question. Well, I think we're all born, you know, we're all born and first learn how to express ourselves via, you know, sound and writing some sort of marks. You know, for me, the whole mark making process is like language. So it's important that I think we as adults foster that with the youth and give them the tools of it, make the tools available for them to be able to express themselves. It can be pretty daunting for people to stand before a canvas or a blank wall and create, not even as someone who's not an artist, but even as an artist, you know, sometimes some people have a hard time making the shift from black and white to color, you know. But I think that when you create, don't create with the thought of selling artwork. Don't create with the thought of showing the artwork and the exhibition and the labels or the expectations, or will someone like it or someone hate it. You know, I don't think I became an artist, or anyone really becomes an artist thinking that they're in it for the money and they're in it for the fame, or they're in it for all the praise and glory. I don't create my work for that. And do it for yourself. Do it because you have something to say. Do it because it's therapeutic.
Essentially, be present. Be in the moment. Don't think about the outcome. Being present is the
most important thing. And people who happen to like your work, or people who encourage you to, you know, patron your work and you know, support it in that way, that's great. That's all by default, but not because that shouldn't be the reason why you do it. And I think it shows in people's work when they're doing something for the extra likes on Instagram, or, you know, because they think it's going to go viral. Someone passes away, immediately an art mural goes up, even though there's no connection to them, but they know people revere that person, so they're going to take pictures of this, and then if they hashtag their name, you know, then it'll go back around. I don't do my work for that. In fact, I don't paint anyone that's not right in front of me. So you'll never see me do a portrait of someone who's passed away unless it's for something that's really something literally related to that person by a foundation or by their family. Otherwise, it's always a person in front of me.
So you're not going to paint any ghosts tonight?
No. But I may resurrect some spirits.
That's good. So we're going to let you go so you make your deadline, pun intended.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Deadline.
And we enjoy having you in Pecs. And hopefully see you in the years to come.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Take care. Thank you.